Now we're talking about the fourth topic on this module, which is common survey issues and how you as a realtor can identify them. Remember, the onus lies on you to make sure your client is not just getting land. You must make sure your client is getting value. Your client is getting credibility because your integrity is at stake. Now, number one issue is boundary discrepancies. And I want you to take note of this as a realtor, especially when you go for allocation. When you go for a land allocation with your client, before, let me just digress a little. You are a realtor. You've sold a piece of land to somebody and it was time for allocation and you are nowhere to be found. No, that's an error. As a realtor, you must make sure that you get to the last point of your transaction with this person and make sure that at that land allocation you are there. Because if there are anything that will go wrong, you as the realtor, you are knowledgeable in this. You should be able to tell the real estate development company that no, this is not how it's done and this is how it's done. And they will know that you know what you're doing and you cannot be pushed around. Now, let me come back to what I mean. Boundary discrepancies. If a client gets a standard plot which has 4 sites and it was time to go for inspection and for allocation, and you are not seeing a clear beacon of your client's plot of land and you are giving allocation, it means that anything can be altered after that. During allocation, most companies that are really invested in making sure the clients get value, they make these survey beacons available so that it will not cause issues of boundaries. Boundaries has been a major issue in land allocation. People will say it's documentation. Yes, if you don't have the right documentation, and mostly right documentation is either with you and the government or with you and the for example, Enugu State Housing, you and the institution that is in charge is the people that have issue with documentation. But when it comes to living, you see, boundary is mostly you and the next person that has the land. So for you not to have this kind of disputes and not to enter into all these unnecessary altercations with the next buyer, make sure your beacon and their coordinates are clearly written by the surveyor and that you see them on ground. Make sure you see them on ground. So these issues are number one, boundaries, like I said. So when these boundaries are not clearly defined, anybody can encroach to another person's plot of land, and you see that something that you bought for a 500 square meter, you end up having 450 square meter. Do you know what a 50 square meter can do for your client? Maybe helping with his parking space or giving him the necessary setback he needs for his building. So you must put your mind to the ground and make sure your client is not duped. Now, another thing again is missing or displaced beacons. Now, the reason why in Nigeria and most part of Enugu we use cemented pillars, because if somebody draws a line, any allocation you go or anywhere you see, they just carry a stick and rope and put here and say from here to here is your land, put in that other side, from here to here is your land. Please do not ever agree to that. A beacon, that's why most times people use cemented pillars, because it is cemented in the ground. It can be removed, maybe they break it down or put it, but once it is there in that ground, it will show a kind of a mark, a kind of a sign that this place have been coordinated. They have been given coordinates. So sometimes if you go to any piece of land and you are seeing only 2 beacons, it means that that place is nowhere clearly defined. If you see 3, people will say, okay, let's manage 3. Since 2 is there, 1 is here. That one, they can still shift it. It's possible. So make sure your beacons are clear. And remember what I said in the other class. For a standard plot that has 4 sides, you see 4 beacons. For a corner plot that has 5 sides, you're going to see 5 beacons. Now, another thing you must see that will make you know that you are going to have issue or your client is going to have issue is overlapping plots. Overlapping plots are also common. especially in a place where there are poorly planned layouts. That's why I always advise people. You remember the layout design I showed you? You see the way it was clearly subdivided. You are seeing them, they are not just subdivided, they are numbered. There is plot 1, there is plot 1000, there is plot 50, there is plot 500, clearly defined. But when you go to meet these real estate people that they don't know what they are doing, or all of their own is just to sell land, they are not after the physical planning of that place, you see that they will just subdivide the place very poorly, and it will cause problem for your clients. So these are the signs you are going to see in survey that will make you know that your client is going to have a problem in the future. Now, how can you detect this plan? You can detect this plan by comparing neighboring survey plans and confirming alignments. Now, your client wants to buy a place in Centenary, and if you remember what I said in the other video, Centenary is like a place for the low density people, means for big and luxury houses. Normally, each plot is supposed to be 500 to 600 square meters. If you go to those places and you are seeing houses that have 500 square meters, but your own in your survey plan is saying 450, or maybe you and the real estate company, you people decided that they are selling this plot of land for 500 and you end up seeing 450, it means that you've been duped of 50 square meters, and it's going to show in your survey plan. And you remember I told you how to calculate it. This side can be 30 centimeter, this side can be 17 centimeter. When you times it, if you don't get 500, it means that your dimensions are not correct. I hope you're getting these things, because these are the tiny things that dubious people do and make you lose credibility, make your integrity questioned by your client. But if your eyes are on the ground and you take note of these things, believe me, your client will not just come back, your client is going to refer other people to you. Now, lastly, we're going to talk about scale. You remember I told you about scale, that if, for example, a scale of 1:500 is used for your survey plan, if you put that scale in 1:2500, it will alter the dimension of that plan. So make sure that anybody, if your surveyor tells you use a scale of 1.5, make sure if you want to interpret that drawing you use, take it to another scale of 1.500. If 20 centimeter is not showing as the road and his own is saying 20 meter, it means he is either lying to you or you as a person, you use the wrong scale. I hope you understand this, because people always have issue with this. Then they'll come and say my plot is not aligned or is not complete. When they write scale, if it doesn't write scale, if you look at any survey plan and you see NTS not to scale, don't collect that survey plan. Every survey plan comes with a standard scale. That not to scale means they just carry the paper, draw line here, put your name there, do everything. No, if this thing is not drawn to scale, when your architect wants to do your building, how will he know how to scale the place? Because this survey plan, like I said, is the mother of other drawings that will come, other architectural drawings, other subdivision drawings, other structural drawings is based on this survey. Because from your survey, the architect will now pick out your own plot and do his own site plan. You know, architect site plan is different from this planning site plan. Architect will now tell you, okay, out of 500 square meter, we are going to build maybe 300, which is going to be the buildable area, and then 200 will be the non-buildable area. So these are the things that you must take note of. Another thing again is outdated or unregistered survey. Every survey must be done by a licensed surveyor with a stamp. No stamp, run. Carry your you and your clients, you both should run as fast as you can. Now, lastly, I'm going to say this. Survey plan is very important. Beacon numbers are very important. But most of all, make sure it is registered under the state government. The state governments have overall interest of land. You know, in the urban and regional arts plan, the state government holds land for the other people. It means the state government holds land in the interest of people. So if you're doing your survey and somebody is coming to meet you that is a licensed surveyor but is not under any authority or under anybody, do not grant that person that. Your survey plan must be registered, your survey plan must be stamped and must be licensed under a surveyor under the state government. Now we are done with this. The next class is understanding land zoning and physical planning. This is going to be a topic you don't want to miss, because I'm going to be telling you the secret of planning that you need to inculcate in your real estate journey.